Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. My name's Dave. Sorry I'm late. Yeah, was dealing with some technical difficulties here, but I'm here, and that's all that matters. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I already just said that. Remember to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button down below. I want to thank you guys for all the support that we've been getting here on the channel. As you all may know, we have a video that has surpassed over 1,000 views, and I cannot be more excited about that. And I thank you all for your support in that area. We're doing some new things here with the channel. I know I say that 1,000 times, but we definitely have some new things coming up. Stay tuned. Keep your eyes closely on this channel because we are going to be doing some brand new things coming up very, very soon. So, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited to get some of those things popped off. But tonight, I want to go ahead and get into this review of what I think is the latest gem on Netflix. Like, because this movie really is really good. It's called The Sea Beast. It is, like I said, it's a Netflix original film. I'm going to get into it. Gonna talk about some of my thoughts. You know how I do here. We do this live, so I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts and tell you a little bit about the film. This is for all you first-time viewers, y'all. Everybody else, y'all know what I'm doing. I'm stalling for time because I literally just got up all my notes on my phone, and y'all know how I do. So, The Sea Beast. It is a 2022 computer animated feature film. Excuse me, directed by Chris Williams, who co-wrote the screenplay with Neil Benjamin and produced with Jed Schlanger. That's okay. This film stars the voices of Carl Urban, who we may know as Butcher from The Boys, and Scourge, I think was his name, in Thor Ragnarok. He was in Thor Ragnarok. So if you saw the movie, he was in that too. Zaris Angel Hater, Jared Harris, and Marianne Jean-Baptiste. This movie was released very recently, as a matter of fact. It was released on July 8th. So it really literally just came out last Friday. So, if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead, give it a watch. Like I said, it's available there on Netflix. It is rated PG. And so the basic plot of this movie is, hold on, because that's the whole entire plot. So hold up, because y'all know I'll be doing my research last minute sometimes, guys. Like I say, I had this. So, all right, so the movie is about a young girl who stows away on the ship of a legendary sea monster hunter, turning his life upside down as they venture into uncharted waters. So one of the things I want to go ahead and get out about this film already, because I've seen the comparisons and I agree, this is pretty much very similar to How to Train Your Dragon, with certain points that I'll get into a little bit later. But yeah, it does kind of at a certain point, it does kind of bear a lot of similarities to How to Train Your Dragon. But before we even get there, this is an adventure film. Like, this should have been on the big screen. I'm going to say that. This should have been a theatrical release, like a wide theatrical release. I don't know the ins and outs of the production on this. I'll probably get into that later in the review. But this should have been, and I cannot stress this enough, a theatrical release, because the scale that they go for in this film, a lot of it, the animation, first of all, the animation is so beautiful. Y'all know I love animation, right? Y'all know that's what I do. Newcomers to the channel, hey, how you doing? I'm an animation freak. I love it. Yeah, the animation is beautiful. Oh my gosh, it is beautiful. It is just on a whole nother level. And some of the shots they have in there is just like, yo, y'all just putting this on streaming? Like, y'all should have put this into the theaters. Like, it's really good to look at. It's a beautiful film to look at. A lot of it takes place on the sea. So, for those of you who really know, like, animating water, for some people, it's not the easiest thing to do, but it's definitely come some ways, and it's really good. But just even outside of the animation, just the way that the story is structured, it's not, animation is a medium, not a genre. And this story here, like, just for it to be animated, right, and for it to be targeted towards a kid audience, this is a grown-up film for real. Like, when it starts off, this is like, we seeing these people, like, they're hunting the monsters. It's very compelling. Like, there were parts where I was sitting there, I'm like, yo, oh shoot, oh, like it really had me like on the edge of my seat, heart racing. Like it gripped me in. Like it was really good to watch those sequences where they're hunting the monsters, and then just the characters, right? Like all this kind of like mends together. Like, and this is like the first 15 minutes of the film. You're getting so much of this. You're getting beautiful animation. You're getting this really thrilling sequence of monster hunting, which it's not just a 2-minute scene. It goes on for it's good. It's good. Like it's really good. It's on the level of Pirates of the Caribbean. Like honestly, like it's so good. It even surpasses those, right? So yeah, so like that, it's such a like you get that action there. Then you get to see how the characters are interacting with each other, and you get a good sense of these characters. It's so good, and that's just the opening of the film. So as the film goes on, we get introduced to our characters, to our actual characters. Jared Harris plays Captain Crow. Zeres Angel Hader, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name. She plays Maisie Brumble, and Carl Urban plays Jacob Holland. So Jacob and Captain Crow, they're on the ship, and they're pretty much the people who run the ship, right? So in the beginning, it kind of shows a little bit of Jacob's backstory, where he was pretty much left at sea because I believe the ship that he was on got wrecked. And when Captain Crow and his crew found him, and the ship that Captain Crow that they I want to say pilot, but I know that's not the word. But the ship that they have is called the Inevitable. So when when Captain Crow finds Jacob, he brings him on. He pretty much adopts him as his own son. It's one of those things, right? And so after this, the monster that the sea beast that they're after, and I don't want to give too much away, but they're after the sea beast. You see them go through that, and then you see that thrilling, compelling sequence that I can't spoil it for you. I want to go into detail, but I just can't. It's amazing. Go watch it. So after that sequence, you see Captain Crow. He kind of wants to hand off the captain duties to Jacob. So of course they go into town, and it's the town. It's like a royal town, and monster hunters in this world are like they're celebrated. They have a code. They're celebrated. Everybody loves them because they're keeping the village people safe. Because according to the legends, in the stories, that there were times where the sea monsters or the sea beasts will come up on shore and just snatch ladies from their gardens. That's how they say it in the movie. They will snatch the old ladies from their gardens and drag them to the sea. So it was like, and so like the monster hunters would go out and of course hunt them, kill them, and they get paid a wonderful bounty off of it. So when we get introduced, and I'm trying not to really spoil this movie because it's so easy to talk myself into spoiling this movie. This is definitely something that you have to watch. But one of the things I like about it, I'm just gonna skip into something I like about it, is the character of Maisie. Maisie, she's a young African-American girl, which I'm not gonna lie, that's one of the things that drew me to this movie, was seeing that there were African-American characters in this movie. Because it's not often that you see them in animated films, and it's not often that they're the focus or they're part of the focus of the film. There's two strong black females in this movie. One of them is older, part of the captain's crew, and one of them is Maisie, who she stays in the orphanage, and you see her backstory. She's a smart, resourceful girl. She's not one of the things that I hear about her character a lot, which is a good thing that I'm about to say, is that her character doesn't come off as obnoxious or annoying or, I'm the kid, I got the ambition, you gotta listen to me. Like, she doesn't come off as annoying, which is true. She doesn't. She's a fully fleshed out character. She's very fun to spend the time with in the movie. She's a fun character to follow. And you get the sense that she can hold her own, and there's a reveal in the movie that you get where you kind of see how true that is, that she's pretty much bought herself up to hold her own ground and to stand for herself and to, really just go out and seek the adventure that she's always wanted, right? And it's not done because it can be done in an annoying way, and it can be done in a very good way. This is done in a very good way. And it's funny that it is done in a good way because the director of this film actually worked on Moana, which was about a strong female character. And I think he worked on another film. He worked on another Disney film that everybody loves to death. Um, give me 1 second because I gotta give props to Chris Williams if my phone wants to cooperate with me, or if my notes want to cooperate for me. That's what I said. Um, yeah, he's directed for Disney. He co-directed Bolt. He co-directed Big Hero 6, co-directed Moana. So he's got credit to these big Disney films that people love already. So it's like he's bringing a lot of what he's learned from those films and a lot of what he's done in those films. You can see it in there. Like this movie kind of does play out like it could have been under the Disney banner. If not Disney, then there's another studio that could have released this, and it kind of falls in line with that. But I'm not thinking of it right now, obviously. But it's just not coming to mind. But yeah, like this movie has themes to it too, like themes of finding a family, taking on a mantle, what's your life's worth when it's all said and done. It's got things about how revenge and how vengeance can consume you. And it's got so many different themes in here, even a really deep one about history, right? Like we get our history put in the books that are written by people that just tell their side of the story. And it just so happens that we're living now in a time where they're trying to control what types of lessons are taught in school, taught to our kids, and what's put in the books and what's not put in the books. And and when we learn that as society, like, hey, they told us Christopher Columbus found America, but that's just what they put in the books. But if you actually look at the history, Christopher Columbus ain't find no damn America. But I'm getting ahead of myself. That's just one of the many themes in the movie. But this movie, it does have heart. One of the driving elements to this film is that when Maisie is on the ship, they actually find the monster, the sea beast that. Because so like what happens? I'm trying to recall it the right way. What happens is that there's a sea beast out there that it's like the Godzilla of all the beasts, right? Like if you slay Godzilla, then you good. We ain't got to worry about no more monsters and stuff like that, right? So this big one that they're after, right? They're kind of what the royalty wants to do. They kind of want to get rid of the monster hunters and just send the royal people out to do it. But the monster hunters are like, yo, we have a whole thing that goes years and decades and centuries before us. Like, you're not just going to fuck that up because you want somebody else. You want to have your people out there. Your people are going to fail. So they pretty much set up a competition to go catch it. Maisie ends up doing something for the monster that pretty much has the sea beast kind of end up saving them, and then you kind of get to have this bonding adventure. And that's kind of like where it kind of compares to How to Train Your Dragon a little bit. I'm looking at my notes here because I'm kind of dipping all over the place, because this is, like I said, this is a really good movie. Like I was very, very surprised with how good this movie was. Like, and it wasn't 1 second that I was watching this that I was like, oh, I'm bored, or oh, I don't get it, or oh, that was kind of stupid. Like everything, it makes sense. It's so compelling. It's so gripping. It's such like I rewinded the film so many times because I was like, I walked out of the room and I went to go do something. Or I had to go to the bathroom, or I had to answer a phone call, and I walked back in the room like, no, I missed something. I got to rewind it. Even if my kids were telling me, oh, this is what happened. Like, oh yeah, I hear you, but I got to see it for myself, because if it's not the story that's getting you, it's the visuals that's getting you. If it's not the visuals that's getting you, it's the characters that's getting you. So it's really really good. So they do team up with a monster. They call him Red, and they get acquainted with Red. You kind of see that's where the whole thing about history and what's in the books comes into play, because it's like, oh, and that's where the How to Train Your Dragon comparison comes in too, because it's like, oh, these big monsters that these people feared aren't so scary after all. They have a heart, and they they're not bad, we're bad, and we're just misguided, and we all need to come together, and when we come together we can coexist. It's one of those types of stories. That's where, like, that again, How to Train Your Dragon comparison, which I think is good. Though I think it's good. It's not a note for note, beat for beat copy, but that's a common story. You have a misunderstanding. You have a war between two people. Why are we fighting? Because you're taught that we're bad, and we're taught that, and because you're taught that we're bad and you constantly attack us, we retaliate. So now we're at war over something that was just a misunderstanding and miseducation. Y'all might think I'm doing a deep dive, but I promise you, in the movie, they say that and more. Like, they do that in the movie. They make that a point in the movie. So what I'm saying is echoing what they say in the movie, word for word. They say even smarter than I do, and they go more elaborate into it. I promise you. I promise you, that's not me doing a deep dive. I swear to you. But this is a really fun film. The performances in here are really, really good. Carl Urban, I can't help but hear him as Butcher, so I was really hurt. I was really waiting for that. Oi! I was waiting for that. I can't do it the right way, but he's like, oi. But you can hear a lot of Butcher in his performance, which, I mean, this is his voice though, so, like, kind of slack. There are comedic elements to this, of course, because it's a movie targeted towards kids. But even with the little cutesy animal that they have, call him Blue. Even with him, he's not he's not like cute to like Minions cute, like, oh, he's just here to sell toys. It's like, no, he's in and out as he should be. Nothing overstays his welcome. This is a film that I really had a good time watching, and the only criticism I have of this film is, why was it not in theaters? Like, this is the danger of us being in the era where we have so many streaming services and we're streaming, and the world that we're living in, that we've been thrust in since 2020, is just like, we're missing out on so many good films on the big screen. I've heard people say that this movie was better than Lightyear by miles. Like, people say, like, this movie is, the essence of this movie is what Lightyear should have been. And I have not seen Lightyear yet, but I've not really heard that many good things about it. And this movie here, seeing how people are considering this movie to be better than Lightyear. Again, I haven't seen Lightyear, but this is a damn good movie. And if this is better than what Lightyear is, if people are saying this is what Lightyear should have been, then I'm concerned to watch Lightyear. But I'm also frustrated that this ended up on Netflix. Like, this is crazy. It did have a limited theatrical release, which let me get some details on that, actually. Because I know it did have a theatrical release. Yeah, it had a limited theatrical release starting on June 24th of this year, and it debuted on Netflix on July 8th. Like I said, it so far the reception to this has been amazing. Like, everyone agrees this is a really good film. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 95%. I wholeheartedly agree with that. IMDb gives it a 7.1 out of 10. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I give this movie a 5 out of 5 stars. I swear, like, this was such a good film, honestly. And like I say, even just with African American representation, like, this little girl she wasn't just a stowaway. She was a character. You know what I mean? Like, then the other African American in the film, I forgot her character's name, but she was a presence in this film. She was fierce. I want to see more of her. Like, this was really good. This was really good. I've already said everything that I liked about this film, from the animation to the story to the characters. I love it all. I have no dislikes except for the fact that it was on streaming and not in theaters. Like, it was frustrating seeing some of the scenes in this movie and the scale that they go for. And I'm like, yo, I'm watching this on my flat screen TV, good size, but still, I'm like, this screen ain't big enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, what would it be like to sit in a movie theater auditorium and watch this with the sound and the lights down, like, and to see those beautiful colors shining off of the big screen onto, like, Y'all, listen, this is a great film. Check it out. The Sea Beast, now streaming on Netflix. Make sure you guys check it out. Like I said, this has my highest recommendation, 5 out of 5 stars. This is a question I have not asked for previous reviews. Do I think this movie deserves a sequel? I would like to spend more time in this world, but I do not think it needs a sequel. But I would not mind revisiting these characters again. I wouldn't. Even if it's a time skip, even if they do what they did with How to Train Your Dragon and do a time skip, I think that would be awesome. I think that would be great. And when you watch the film, you'll kind of see how I can see that, because it would be nice to see how things turned out for this world post these events, and to see an older Maisie, and to see an older Jacob, to see if Captain Crow would still be around, just to see how the world has evolved and what they can do, and see, just see Red in the future. It'll be cool. It'll be so cool. I can go on and on and on about this, but I've said enough. Check it out on Netflix, The Sea Beast. But that's all I have for you guys tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Help us reach our 100 subscriber goal. Help us reach that. I'm getting tongue-tied saying that. I don't know why. Help us reach that, though. We want to hit 100 subscribers. Continue to watch our videos. Thank you all for the support. And enjoy y'all weekend. We'll be back here on Sunday with a review of something that I think you'll enjoy either way. And stay tuned for them big announcements we got coming. I'm excited about all that. But until next time, you guys stay easy, stay breezy. Peace.